Everyone thinks Maya meant pyramids. They're wrong. When we picture the ancient Maya, our minds often conjure images of towering temples, intricate carvings, and the enigmatic rulers who commissioned them. We imagine grand ceremonies, astronomical observatories, and the elite living in stone palaces. But for the vast majority of Maya people, life was far more grounded, more human. Forget the sprawling urban centers for a moment. Most Maya lived in small, self-sufficient villages, tucked away in the rainforests or nestled beside fertile rivers. These were communities built not of monumental stone, but of wood, thatch, and earth materials that have long since returned to the jungle, leaving little trace. So how did these ordinary Maya live? What was the rhythm of their days, the layout of their homes, the heartbeat of their communities? It's a picture we've had to piece together from faint archaeological clues, ethnographic studies of modern Maya descendants, and careful readings of ancient texts. Imagine a structure, gossamer thin, floating between branches, yet strong enough to snare a buzzing insect. That's how fragile the evidence can be. But from these fragments, a surprisingly coherent and often familiar picture emerges of everyday life. Unlike the grid-like precision of Roman towns, Maya villages often had a more organic, fluid layout. They weren't planned from a central blueprint but grew outwards, shaped by the land, the availability of water, and the needs of individual families. The heart of a Maya village wasn't a grand forum, but often a central plaza or a cluster of communal buildings. These might include a small, simpler temple or shrine, a ball court for ritual games, and perhaps a papal near a council house where village elders met. Around this central space, families would build their homes. But a home wasn't just one building. A typical Maya household was actually a compound, often consisting of several structures arranged around a private courtyard. Think of it as a small family estate. The main dwelling would be a rectangular or oval-shaped house, its walls made of wattle and daub woven branches plastered with mud or sometimes rough-hewn stone. The roof, always a crucial element, was typically steeply pitched and covered in thick thatch, excellent for shedding heavy tropical rains. Inside, these homes were surprisingly airy and functional. There weren't many rooms as we understand them today. Often, it was a single open space that served multiple purposes: sleeping, eating, and indoor work. Hammocks, woven from cotton or plant fibers, would have been the primary beds. Adjoining the main house, you'd likely find a separate kitchen structure. Cooking fires were kept here, not just for preparing meals, but also for heating water and keeping insects at bay with the smoke. The smell of wood smoke and corn tortillas would have been a constant, comforting presence. Another common building was a sweat bath or temazcal. Similar to a modern sauna, these small, low-domed structures were heated with hot stones, creating steam. They were used for ritual purification, healing, and simply for relaxation after a long day in the fields. The courtyard itself was a bustling hub of activity. Children played, women prepared food, men repaired tools. It was also where household gardens were often maintained, growing herbs, medicinal plants, and perhaps a few fruit trees for immediate family consumption. Beyond the family compound lay the agricultural fields, the milpas. The vast majority of Maya were farmers, and their lives revolved around the planting and harvesting cycles of maize, beans, and squash, the three sisters that formed the bedrock of their diet. The day would begin before dawn. The first sounds would be the rhythmic grinding of corn on a metate, as women prepared tortillas for the family's first meal. This wasn't just cooking, it was a foundational act, connecting them to generations of ancestors. Men would head to the milpas, often with their older sons, to tend the crops, clear new land, or hunt small game. The jungle was both their larder and their workplace, demanding respect and intimate knowledge. Women, after preparing the morning meal, would focus on household chores, fetching water from the cenote or river, weaving cotton into cloth, making pottery, or caring for younger children. These tasks were often communal, fostering strong bonds between neighbors. Children from a young age would learn by observing and participating. There wasn't a formal school as we know it, but an apprenticeship of life. Boys learned farming and hunting from their fathers. Girls learned domestic skills and crafts from their mothers. Evenings would bring families back together. Meals were shared, stories told, and perhaps music played on flutes or drums. The day's hard work was punctuated by these moments of connection, under the vast, star-filled canopy of the Maya sky. The cycle of life, death, and rebirth was deeply ingrained. Funerals were communal events, and ancestors were revered, often buried beneath or near the family home, literally keeping them close to the living. Disease and hardship were ever-present threats. Child mortality was high, and life expectancy was shorter than ours. Yet they built resilient communities, relying on herbal remedies, spiritual practices, and the strength of their familial and village ties. This wasn't a glamorous life of kings and conquests, but one of quiet dignity, hard work, and profound connection to the land and each other. It was a life dictated by the seasons, the sun, and the rhythms of the natural world. The Maya, even in their most ordinary villages, were master adapters, ingenious builders, and deeply spiritual people. Their ingenuity wasn't just in monumental architecture, but in making a sustainable, meaningful life flourish in the heart of the jungle. Their villages, though now mostly vanished beneath the forest floor, echo with the whispers of daily routines, communal bonds, and an enduring human spirit that shaped one of history's most fascinating civilizations. Next, we'll journey into the surprising world of ancient Roman plumbing and what it tells us about their daily hygiene.